everyone, I'm Sandra. I'm a girl raised by my father alone. If you want to know the whole story, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. My father was once a great businessman. But when I was 4 years old, an incident occurred that led to his company go bankrupt. My mother quickly fled after she found that out, leaving my father to raise me. My father has always been an incredible dad, even when he was starting the firm from scratch. But I'd never seen him become upset with me for no apparent reason. And even though I didn't have a mother growing up, he made me feel immense joy. Time quickly passed, and when I became a teen girl, that was when my father's tireless efforts over the years came to fruition. He successfully brought his company back from the dead, and now I live in a giant mansion and have a dad who drives a supercar. I'm pretty sure my mother didn't want to hear this news at all. But then I no longer had to worry about my old mother when my dad decided to find me a new mom. She's Catherine. At first she was really sweet when she first met me. I believed that I'd no longer be alone in this vast estate. But then she revealed her actual identity as a witch when my father was not present. In addition to requiring me to serve her like a queen, she spent a large portion of my father's money on her shopping. There are things in her large closet that she has never even worn before. Because I didn't want my dad to have to worry about me while having a whole company and a ton of work on his shoulders, I decided to stay silent and not say anything to my dad about Catherine. But things got worse and worse. When sometime later, Catherine gave birth to a Sona, beautiful little girl. I thought that becoming a mother would change her. At least she'd have to take care of Sona. But no. After Sona was born, she spent even more of my father's money on her beauty regimen because she was afraid that giving birth would ruin her beauty. As for Sona, she completely treated her life as if she didn't exist in her world and decided to turn me, an 18-year-old girl, into a mother by leaving Sona for me to take care of. If my ex-mother only did one thing and left me and my father, then now I only hope that Catherine can do the same. But in the end, I wasn't the only one who couldn't stand her. My dad finally figured things out when he realized a lot of the money he had worked so hard to earn was evaporating.
Catherine, what the hell are you doing with Sona and my money?
Firstly, what do I do with Sona has nothing to do with you. Secondly, your money?
Both my father and I were stunned when she took out a stack of papers. Somehow, I didn't know, but everything my father had built up over the years was now in her proper possession, literal meaning. Then finally, the real nightmare started when she forced my dad to leave her house. My father could only say one sentence to me before that witch kicked him out of the house.
Sandra, I'm sorry for making you endure all this, but you have to stay here for Sona, okay? I promise that one day I will return.
Dad, I believe you. I'll take good care of Sona until you return. After my father left, I finally understood why this witch didn't chase me away with my father.
The only reason you can stay in my house is because I need someone to clean, and I can't waste my money to hire someone while I already have one. Isn't that right, Sandra?
Looking at Catherine now, I'm sure my time ahead will be an extremely difficult, but my dad is a wonderful man who always keeps his promises. I believe that he will return, and so I'll try to survive with this scary witch. After my father left, he still contacted me every single day. Now he's abroad with a few friends and is looking for evidence that Catherine has turned all his assets into hers. Since my father left, Catherine has continuously attended parties and trips with her friends. Even though she leaves Sona in my full care, that's actually quite good. I don't have to put up with her when she's not at home so often, and Sona won't be spoiled by her. Time passed and Sona finally reached school age. But when I told that to Catherine, this witch's answer completely scared me.
School? No, she won't need to go to school. What she needs is to focus on her beauty and body so she can marry a rich husband in the future.
Catherine, you're out of your mind. This is the 21st century.
No one asked your opinion, you little brat. You just need to look after Sona and clean the house. Don't make me chase you away like I chased away your father.
Before, Sona didn't completely understand what was happening to her. She was so young. But now she was grown enough to understand whose side she should be on. Seeing Catherine raise her hand and prepare to hit me, Sona stood up in front of her to protect me, and in the end, Catherine left with a series of curses. I told my dad about this on the phone and he was very angry. His evidence collection process was almost complete, so we just had to wait a little longer. My father then sent me money so I could take Sona to school, but I needed a way to distract this witch. On days when she was at home and didn't go to parties or shopping, I often secretly put a lot of sedatives into the orange juice she made me mix for her, and then she would sleep until I and Sona came home from school. Or sometimes I could simply swap her bottle of shower gel with a bottle of paint, and then she would literally turn into a witch with her entire body turning green. However, I gradually ran out of ideas on how to distract her, and we were eventually discovered by her.
Sandra, it seems like you've forgotten your place.
Sona absolutely deserves the right to go to school and develop like any other child out there. You can't stop her from going to school.
She is my daughter, and she will do anything I ask. She'll just stay at home until she's 18, and she'll find a husband as rich and stupid as your father, Sandra.
Take back what you said right now, Catherine. My dad is a great man.
Oh, really? Who left you here? Actually, you know what? I think you're no longer useful anymore.
Right after that, Catherine decided to send me to the orphanage because indeed, neither of my parents were present. There's no way I'm going to let fate be decided by this witch. Now that Sona is grown enough, and I believe she can take care of herself for a while, I just need evidence that Catherine abused Sona and my father, and I will have enough evidence to send her to be imprisoned for an extremely long time. Sona, you have to be strong. I have some business to go for a while, but I promise to come back to you.
But how long will you be gone, Sandra? You won't leave forever like Dad, will you?
Trust me, Sona. I'll be back as soon as possible, and I promise to bring Dad along. In the meantime, remember to read the storybooks I bought for you, okay? After instructing Sona, I packed my necessary luggage and all the money I had saved to escape before the orphanage people came to take me away tomorrow morning. Although I don't know where to go or how to continue tracking Catherine's movements. But as long as I leave that place, I will still have some hope. I have no idea how far I walked in the middle of the night, but when I gradually lost consciousness from exhaustion and collapsed on the sidewalk, the shadow of a person approached. I no longer had any strength left to resist and completely fainted. The next morning, I woke up in a soft bed and next to me was a strange woman.
Little girl, wandering alone at night like this is not good. You could absolutely encounter much worse things.
I told the bakery owner my whole story, and she accepted me as an employee here and provided me with a place to eat and sleep. Luckily, the world still has good people like her. I worked hard every day, and every time my shift ended, I returned home to monitor Catherine from afar to get the evidence I needed. Finally, my perseverance worked. And one day, I hid in the bushes outside the garden and used my phone to record the scene of Catherine repeatedly beating Sona after discovering her secretly reading a book. Sona, just a little longer. Me and Dad will come to rescue you. After gathering all the evidence I needed to send to my father, I went back to the store and thanked the owner for letting me stay all this time. And then I would sleep well to welcome my dad's return the next day. We have a criminal to catch. When I woke the next morning, my father and a couple police officers were already at the door waiting for me. We thanked the shoekeeper and then returned home. It could be argued that the moment I saw the handcuffs around Catherine's hands was the happiest I felt in the previous 18 years. From now on, we'll be happy together forever.
Sona, Sandra, my two strong girls, I'm sorry for letting you suffer for so long. I promise from now on, no one can harm you anymore.